This is one of the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft history, a world where the terrain has been destroyed for thousands of blocks in every direction, where spawn looks less like a game and more like the aftermath of a war. It's not just filled with bots, not just hackers, but organized player mafias, groups constantly scanning the world, hunting down bases just to erase them from existence. You have probably heard of Tubi Tuti. This server is just as ruthless and almost as old. It was created on June 19, 2016. That makes it over 9 years old. At this point, this server might actually be older than you. Without going any further, I'm going to conquer this server with 4 goals in mind. My first goal being is to obtain full netherite armor. Number 2, obtain at least 1 illegal item. Number 3, find bases or even get a tour maybe. And last goal being is to build a secret underground base and get rich, I guess. I suck at planning, dude. These goals might sound easy, but in a server like this, it's nearly impossible. After joining, I realized I was standing on a literal netherite platform, so I jumped down to explore the area and maybe even find wood. While I was exploring, I found a person stuck in a bedrock box, so I kinda helped them. Kinda. As expected, spawn had many withers, and when I say many, yeah. After that, I spawned in a weird place, so I explored until I saw a zombie holding cobblestone, so I disqualified him, which got me 6 cobble. You see, I'm on 1 heart. I know I can't survive for too long, so I try to find an ender chest, which is scattered literally anywhere, but my luck decided to fade, and I took a little fall damage. Let me explain what just happened. I was lagging and found a tripped out zombie, and a wither with a name that would get me cancelled. I freaked out, okay? After dawdling around, I had made a shocking discovery. I could mine beacons with my bare hands. How cool is that? Also useful. A few hours later, I was able to get this stuff only. Please don't call me a noob. Wandering around with no sense of direction whatsoever, I entered the nether. As expected, the nether was also griefed, so I began dusting every corner of the nether until I found some wood and immediately banked it in my ender chest. With that lucky find, I mined some cobblestone and crafted a stone pickaxe along with a sword, axe, and a furnace, and immediately banked them. In search of valuable resources, I ventured a bit farther from spawn, and somehow I managed to stumble across a floating island containing a variety of ores. I had no health, so I noted the cord and jumped off. After some time, I came across another interesting place. It was an island but bigger than the last one, with several goodies. I looked around the place and found some exposed diamonds, so I decided to come back to this island but prepared. Before going back there, I stumbled across a random area packed with unnecessary anvils, so of course I grabbed some for myself. Back to the mysterious island, I went up the island and started mining iron, so enough yapping, montage time. Anyways, after mining, I got down the island and banked the loot, knowing I have 0 survival skills and a stacked out player will just appear and end my career. But there's a slight issue. I can't smelt any iron for a pickaxe because there's no coal near spawn, and the level I was mining at was Deep Slate. So if you're a Minecraft professional, you would know that Deep Slate coal is pretty rare. So I went to hunt some wood. Unfortunately, I didn't find that much wood. All I'd find was few blocks of wood floating in mid-air. So I went to the nether in hopes of finding anything that's useful, and all I'd find was obsidian and netherite blocks and whatever this is.
Vote Sonic06.
After almost feeling like a failure, I just went to a random nether portal, and you won't believe what I saw. It was cold. After going crazy, I started mining, and mined until I was left on 2 hunger bars, basically on life support. So yeah, I finally stopped. Using that, I smelt the iron I got, while being aware of stacked players showing up and ending my life. Anyways, I started smelting the iron. As it was smelting, I crafted an iron pickaxe and an axe, boots, a water bucket, and leggings. I threw away my crusty tools and crafted a
Flint and steel.
okay, bro. Suddenly, a player approached me, so I pulled out my axe and struck my first attack. They ran away, so I banked all my items quickly because I was defenseless against that OP player with nothing but invisible power. Well, anyways, after that silly encounter, you'd say, I went back to the fairy island and mined all the exposed diamonds. Enough yapping, montage time. In case you can't read, I got 37 diamonds from all that mining, along with some other ores. With enough resources, I went back down, banked all my items, and said my final goodbyes. I knew the happiness wouldn't last forever, but a huge problem occurred. This has never happened to me in my life of making YouTube videos, but my footage got corrupted and now it looks like some random screenshots put together. Like, if I open this footage, now just watch. So yeah, not my fault, okay? Okay. I don't know why this happened. I use OBS and if somebody knows, please tell me why this happened and how can I never let this happen. Anyways, as for my 1 hour recording gone to waste including important stuff, I'll just explain it to you guys. As you can clearly see here. Okay, I'm gonna not do that. I crafted a diamond pickaxe. Using that pickaxe I mined 2 netherite blocks. But then my MT had remembered that in order to get netherite, I would need upgrade templates. And that's a huge problem for me. You see, to get netherite templates, I would need to find a bastion. And since I'm in 9v90, it's kinda impossible to find an unlooted bastion. I can just find bastions like far, far away. But the thing is, instead of traveling, I can just trade or beg somebody for templates. But before begging or trading, I gave it my best shot. Without any further investigation, I straight up went to the net.
Craft 1.20, Mojang added in armor trim, meaning you can add all of these
Okay, maybe not, but after that, I actually did. Loads of travel later, I found some wither heads, so I got some for myself, and also a supply box with an emotional sign on it, which had these random stuff in it, thanks I guess. Following that, I went through a weird looking nether portal. Okay, it was a regular nether portal, but I got the achievement Subspace Bubble. I weirdly got suspicious of my luck, so I stopped the recording and played it back, just to realize I have been scammed. And then another tragedy happened which made my day even worse. I don't know, I think I didn't record this part or something, but in simple words, I fell down a small pit with my diamond pickaxe, and that pit was enough for my player to end. And I didn't go back to the place, so bye bye diamond pickaxe, I guess. I was not only annoyed but furious this time, but this is when someone approached me at the right time. Look, I don't know who this cool dude is, but he appeared out of nowhere in the mist like a vampire and gave me an enchanted apple and then just disappeared. It was only then when I looked at the name of the apple.
LA69's Healing Golden Enchanted Shell.
Moving on, I wanted to travel to the overworld, so I started heading there. During my adventure, I even found a grieved vase. I found some seeds, replanted the farm, and got back on my merry way. I went back to the nether trying to get far, far away from spawn, but after some time, I went back to the overworld, where I came across a highway bridge, so I decided to take that in hopes of getting away. While looking around the highway, I found some signs and I think the forest is already destroyed, so there's no point in trying. But besides that, I found a gold lane I'd say underneath the highway and whatever this is. Aside from all of this, I started mining the gold and eventually got back on my track. During my journey, I came across many signs and more stuff as you can see, which were so cute. But during these cute moments, I had a close call.
Hello?
Well, I logged out, and after joining back, I didn't see any danger, so I just ran and ran. Anyways, after a lot of walking, I found a chest which had so many blocks. Near the chests, I found a cute base, so I took a little peek inside. I took a peek inside the chest too, where I was only able to find a variety of blocks, nothing too special, but it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Basically, as a person struggling with survival skills, I came across a wild skeleton roaming around, so I took the fright and realized I'm too weak. So I just ran down a random tunnel where I hid for some time, but I still had the nerve to go back and die. Yes, I died. Unfortunately, I was pretty far out, so there was no point of going back. Back at spawn, I went through another portal, disappointed of myself as usual, when suddenly selfish me found raw iron blocks scattered around, which were enough to cheer me up. After celebrating over some raw iron blocks like a child, I went to the nether spawn and found a tripped out player, and of course asked them something stupid. They didn't answer to my offer, so after walking away with saltiness, they began bullying me. Sometime later, I tried a sad assassination attempt, and eventually I found Mr. Juice again, so I stood there looking at him with pure saltiness. I just had to find the perfect moment to assassinate him, but then this happened. Actually, I feel bad for bro. After the incident, I was just running on the obsidian platform wasting time like I normally do when I saw so many usernames, so of course I went down there to see what's happening. And I found out that this is like the chilling area of the server. It is where players come and trade and just hang out, so I just joined them for fun. After some shenanigans, I ended up asking a player if they'd trade me an elytra. I asked them what they wanted for it, and they said this. I couldn't believe my eyes, dude. Like, if you think that isn't enough, the next day I went back to the place and I was roaming around when suddenly a player gave me another elytra. And for some reason, if you're crazy and think that isn't good enough, I went back to the nether to waste some time again, and then a person asked me,
"Do you want a kit?"
broke as ever? Of course, I'd never deny an offer like this, so I said yes. I honestly didn't expect a kit, but I ended up getting one. Actually, not one, 2 kits. Error, I think 2 more kits. Sorry, didn't record getting the last one. And bro, I actually don't have any words to describe how thankful I am right now. Anyways, this is the loot inside each shulker box. They were stacked with loot, and I don't think so it is possible to grind this much loot. Like, I think this is tube, to be honest, man. But still, thanks. This shulker was pretty stacked, and when I checked the enchantments of the sword, I realized that it was impossible to get it in survival, and the chestplate was also illegal, which means goal number 2 was officially complete. Huge thanks, I don't have to grind now. After getting lucky, I happily went to the netherite platform and ended up finding somebody. I was pretty happy at that time, so I just gave them some loot. and you know, it actually felt pretty good. Anyways, after that, I went to the nether spawn and helped decorate the spawn. After helping the same person, they gave me a shulker full of crystals. You know, I was pretty happy, but the thing is, I don't know how to do crystal PvP, so, I guess they're decoration now. When I was done helping, I found empty shulkers just lying around, so I banked them in my ender chest. But the next day, when I logged back on, the nether spawn was actually griefed, so there was no point in cleaning the spawn. So I went up the nether roof and I saw this. Completely astonished, I grabbed my pickaxe and got straight to work. I also got some slime blocks and banked my loot. After tasting the life of a millionaire, I got back and traveled to the overworld. I equipped one of the kits, crafted tools, cleaned my ender chest, and started my journey to find a perfect place to settle down. During my journey, I strangely found an enderman holding a poppy. Is that even possible? Anyways, my goal was simple: get away from spawn as far as I can and find bases on my way. So my expedition began. During my expedition, I was able to find many abandoned bases, and I found one that was built in 2020. I took a look inside their base and continued my travel. On my way, I got some spruce saplings, jungle saplings, and cherry blossom saplings from an abandoned base, along with some dark oak saplings. I also found a grave. I came across a mineshaft in a deserted base and collected some cobwebs, and was able to find literally 21 pufferfish in a bunker. Useless, but cool, I guess. I also tamed a dog and named him Gilbert. Wilbert? I don't know, man. Afterwards, I ventured onward and came across a snow biome, or whatever you'd call it, and collected some ice. I found an abandoned base, and man, I feel so sorry for these dogs, dude. After venturing into this obsidian box, I stole all their seeds and I continued. And as I continued, I also tamed another doggy and named him Gilbert, I don't know. After a lot of time, I finally found a safe place to settle down and started digging, but I still didn't feel safe, so I ditched that project and just ran away. While I was running, I spotted a castle that was griefed as usual, and let me tell you one thing, dude. It was glorious. After some time, I made a deal with a person named Elmo to trade for fireworks, so I waited for them to arrive. While I waited, I banked my inventory except a few things, and I was wearing no armor for safety reasons, and before they could even show up, I ended up dying to a zombie and creeper. I don't know what those safety reasons were, but man. I went back to the Nether Hub to meet up with Elmo. After getting there, Mr. Goose forced me to do some labor. While I was doing labor, Elmo gave me a kit, and I know what you're thinking. I did not beg, okay? It was a gift. But sadly, I lost the kit right after. Like, just the armor, the shulker was in my ender chest. After doing some shenanigans, Elmo gave me the codes to their base so I could get some fireworks. I went to the coordinates, and on my way I stumbled across a wither. But thankfully I was able to escape. After so much time, I finally reached the base, and let me tell you one thing. It was beautiful, man. The base was like glorious. I had to find the stasis chamber of Elmo, so they instructed me, and I am so dumb. It literally took me so much time. After finally arriving there, they gave me some instructions and I did it, dude. I finally did it. They gave me a visit of their base, and after seeing some of the builds, they led me to the gunpowder farm, which was pretty efficient, so I AFK'd there. And after getting plenty of gunpowder, I farmed some sugarcane and crafted many stacks of fireworks. As I dived off the champion board, I realized how far I've come. Anyways, I visited an iron golem farm nearby, and sometime later, Elmo logged back on, so I thanked Elmo and said my final goodbyes. But as I was traveling, Elmo told me that they were a part of a huge mafia called the Kirky Fires, and as I talked to them more and more, I found out that the Kirky Fires were in a huge conflict with another mafia called the CC. The CC is the largest, richest, and most well-known mafia of this server. They are considered scary, and even though they have power, the Kirky Fires have intelligence, which made some interesting lore, not gonna lie. But anyways, during my flight I stumbled across an interesting place. It was the Creeper farm, which had a manual sugarcane farm, so I farmed some sugarcane there and steal some shulkers. I saved the cords to come back and fix it for my own use. And just sometime later I found another active base, I guess. I couldn't find anything, but the only thing that was good was that I found a mending villager, bro. And my helmet doesn't have any mending, so that's actually a good thing. But the bad thing is that it's too expensive. You might ask how? Yeah, I gotta craft a new one, I guess. And finally, after a lot of walking, running, and flying, I found the exact place to settle down. I didn't waste a second and start digging, so cue the montage. I wanted this to be a cozy and a small base, not because I'm lazy or anything, but I decided to dig out the wood room before decorating the hub. Like, I don't know why. So I am just gonna do a quick transition for the wood room. And what, bam! Dude, that was clean. But it took me so much time to realize that the lobby walls were uneven. It also took me so much time to repair them. But after repairing, I started decorating. After some final touches, the lobby was done. I also did the floor of the tree room. The tree room turned out pretty good. I'm quite satisfied with it. The next room on the line was the farm room, where I would get food cause I'm starving right now. It was gonna be a large room. I wanted to fit a wheat farm and the sugarcane farm, and it took me a lot of time. But before building anything, I went to the nether to get quartz for the redstone mechanics, I guess. And after collecting all the materials, I went back to my base and started building the sugarcane farm. Like, as a redstone professional, it didn't take me that much time. When I was done building the sugarcane farm, I began working on the wheat farm. And again, I didn't need any tutorials.
Both sides. Send another this. You're now gonna...
I felt pretty impressed. These are the results. not gonna lie, pretty satisfying. And also, I was lazy to change the walls or add any decoration. This completion took me to the second last room, which was the enchanting room. My PC is gonna literally blow up from so many footages, so I crafted some books, bookshelves, and an enchantment table. But when I was gonna place that enchantment table, I realized that the room was even. Well, that's gonna annoy me for the rest of my life. I mean, the room's pretty cool, I guess. Before I start building the last room, I remembered leaves exist. So as every Minecraft builder does, I filled the whole base with leaves. As for the last room, man, it was pretty easy. It didn't take much time. And with that, goal number 4 was complete.
Life could be a dream, life could be a dream. Do, 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 shaboom. Life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream.
But I had only one goal left to relieve you all from watching this video. Wait, why am I saying that? With just one goal left, I had to go outside my cave and do something to get the upgrade templates. It's basically like getting out of your room after weeks and going outside to search for a job. A job? Oh, sorry, my bad. Before going outside my cave, I wanted to show Elmo my base, so I called them over to show them how much I've progressed. I showed them a visit around my base. After some time, they said this and I denied. But then they said this. I again denied because I didn't want it to look like a filthy loot spawn. Look, before you complain, I mean, if you were at my place, what would you say? Would you say no? Of course not. I had no choice, okay? I just couldn't resist it. So they gave me an upgrade template and an armor trim. I took the rib armor trim with no idea of how it looks like. I thanked them for helping me. I feel like I'm not being thankful enough right now, but like, thank you so much, bro. After some time, Elmo had to leave, so they said their goodbyes and left. I duplicated the upgrade templates and upgraded my armor. My helmet looked hella weird, so I just enchanted it. I actually got a pretty good enchant, I think. Dude, I looked ripped out like that zombie. With the netherite template in hand, every goal I had set was complete. I had so much fun making this video, meeting new people and experiencing new things. Huge thanks to everyone who helped me and made this video even possible. Overall, 9v90 is an experience everyone deserves to have. This experience taught me that instead of playing like a tryhard, grinding, ending, and griefing, it's better to play chill, relax, and enjoy what you have. Explore the world and even make some new friends if you can. Which brings us to the end of this video. This is my first video, so if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It's free and you can change your mind anytime.